At 91, Pat Boone has finally decided to speak openly about one of the most significant friendships of his life, the one he shared with Roy Orbison. Born Charles Eugene Pat Boone on June 1st, 1934 in Jacksonville, Florida, Boone was raised in Nashville, Tennessee during a time when music was evolving faster than ever. From a young age, he showed a unique combination of wholesome charm, musical talent, and a deeply rooted moral compass. These traits became the foundation of his public persona, making him an enduring figure in American entertainment. He rose to fame in the 1950s by blending the new energy of rock and roll with clean-cut, family-friendly vocals. His success made him one of the biggest stars of the era, rivaling even Elvis Presley. Yet despite his fame, Boone remained grounded, and now he wants the world to know the truth about Roy Orbison, not as a legend, but as a friend. The rise of a clean-cut icon. Pat Boone's early career began in the midst of seismic shifts in American music. While rock and roll burst onto the scene with rebellious energy, Boone found his own place by offering a gentler, more wholesome version of the sound. His voice was smooth, his presence calm, and his performances were imbued with sincerity. He rose through talent competitions and early television appearances, quickly becoming a national favorite. Record executives recognized his appeal, and soon Boone was delivering hit after hit, including Ain't That a Shame?, Love Letters in the Sand, April Love, and Moody River. His music captured the romantic innocence of the era, and his popularity soared. He became one of the best-selling artists of the decade, achieving a level of success that made him a household name. His clean image made him especially beloved by families, and his appeal crossed generations. Hollywood and a new kind of star. Boone's talent extended beyond the recording studio. He built a flourishing Hollywood career, appearing in more than a dozen films such as Bernardine, April Love, State Fair, and Journey to the Center of the Earth. These roles showcased not only his musical ability, but also his natural charisma and strong acting instincts. Boone became a cinematic symbol of decency, warmth, and youthful optimism, qualities that studios valued and audiences embraced. He represented the wholesome aesthetic of 1950s and early 1960s family entertainment, and his on-screen persona reinforced his reputation as a clean, moral star. He wasn't just a singer who acted, he was a performer who carried his values into every project. His films helped shape an era of entertainment defined by family-friendly optimism and emotional sincerity. Faith, family, and a moral compass. Equally notable is Boone's deep commitment to faith and personal values. Unlike many celebrities of his time, he built his career around Christian principles. He chose roles, recorded songs, and wrote books that reflected his moral priorities. Over the years, Boone became one of the most outspoken, faith-based figures in show business, authoring inspirational books, speaking at religious events, and using his platform to promote hope and integrity. For him, fame was never merely about applause. It was an opportunity to uplift people and demonstrate the values he believed in. This devotion helped him remain relevant, even as musical trends changed. While other stars faded, Boone continued to perform, record, and collaborate with new artists. He remained adaptable, willing to explore contemporary styles while staying true to his identity. The 1960s, experimentation and range. After early success, Boone's film career entered a more eclectic chapter during the 1960s. He began experimenting with different genres and international productions, showing a willingness to step beyond the predictable mold of a clean-cut romantic lead. His film, The Horror of It All, 1963, a gothic spoof filmed in England, displayed a campy sense of humor and playful self-parody. Next, Never Put It in Writing, 1964, took him to Ireland, where he embraced European comedy and situational humor. His supporting role in the A-list comedy Goodbye, Charlie, 1964, placed him alongside Hollywood icons Debbie Reynolds and Tony Curtis, proving he could hold his own in major studio productions. He then appeared in The Greatest Story Ever Told, 1965, a grand, religious epic that aligned with his faith-based image. Later films like The Perils of Pauline, 1967, and The Cross and the Switchblade 1970 showed Boone's ability to shift between adventure and serious, heartfelt drama. A family built on love and music. In 1953, at the height of his early fame, Pat Boone married Shirley Lee Foley, daughter of country music legends Red Foley and Judy Martin. Their union was more than a celebrity marriage. It was the blending of two musical legacies rooted in faith and tradition. Together, they became one of America's most admired entertainment couples, known for warmth, devotion, and stability. The couple raised 4 daughters: Cheryl Cherry Lynn, Linda Lindy Lee, Deborah Debbie Ann, and Laura Lori Jean. Their home became a place of music, faith, and strong family values, contrasting sharply with the chaotic lifestyles often associated with Hollywood. The Boones settled in Teaneck, New Jersey, where neighbors remember them as humble, down-to-earth, and gracious. Despite Pat's national fame, the family maintained a grounded, loving life. Shirley, too, became a powerful influence, using her faith and compassion to build a legacy that would extend far beyond the entertainment world. Shirley Boone, the heartbeat of their family. Shirley Boone was more than a supportive spouse. She was a gifted artist, a dedicated mother, and a humanitarian whose impact continues to resonate. Motivated by her compassion and belief in service, she founded a small Christian hunger relief ministry that eventually grew into Mercy Corps, one of the world's most respected global relief organizations. Her quiet determination and generous heart helped millions, and her legacy remains powerful. Shirley passed away in 2019 at age 84, leaving behind a family and a world shaped by her faith and service. Pat Boone was at her side when she died, and the loss marked the end of a chapter defined by love and partnership. Even now, Pat honors her memory as the foundation of his life and career. Her influence shaped not only his family, but his public mission and sense of purpose. The legend of Roy Orbison, a private admiration. Even at 91, Pat Boone is energized by the stories of his era. He has witnessed the birth of rock and roll, performed alongside icons, and seen the transformation of American music. But one relationship has always remained close to his heart: his friendship with Roy Orbison. Boone admired Orbison long before they met, and he always felt that Orbison possessed something rare, an ability to reach deep emotional places through song. While Boone's style was bright and wholesome, Orbison's voice carried a haunting loneliness. His ballads were filled with longing, and his stage presence was precise and controlled. But Boone insists that Orbison was not simply a performer. He was a deeply sensitive man who struggled with insecurity and pressure. Behind the sunglasses and calm exterior was a person who felt everything intensely. The truth, a friendship of respect, not rivalry. Pat Boone says there was never rivalry between them, only respect. Despite the public's tendency to compare artists, Orbison never seemed interested in competition. He was focused on creating music that would last. Boone remembers Orbison's fear of fading away, and he still finds it heartbreaking. Orbison once told him, "Pat, I don't know if the world will remember me in 20 years." For a man of such talent, this vulnerability surprised Boone, but he believes it reveals Orbison's humility and commitment to craft. Boone also recalls Orbison's quiet moments backstage, where he would sit with his guitar, lost in thought. He was always composing, always striving for something more. For Boone, that is what made Orbison unforgettable, his relentless pursuit of emotional truth through music. Outro, the legacy of a voice and a friend. Now, at 91, Pat Boone is ready to share the truth about Roy Orbison, not as a distant legend, but as a friend whose humanity was as profound as his talent. Boone says he owes it to Orbison's memory to tell the world what he saw: a brilliant artist who was also a vulnerable man, a person who sang like every note mattered because it did. Boone's reflections are not simply nostalgic, they are a deliberate act of preserving history. In an age when stories are often rewritten, he wants the truth to remain. He wants fans to understand the man behind the music, the soul behind the sunglasses. And as he speaks, it becomes clear that Pat Boone's own legacy is rooted not only in his hits and films, but in his willingness to honor those who shaped his world. Roy Orbison's voice may have been haunting, but Boone's tribute is warm, honest, and unforgettable.